It's that time of year, you need some financial spring cleaning, don't you?
Spring break.
Well, I've been helping people with their finances for decades now. So if you've ever wondered how someone like me organizes their finances, this video is for you.
You're my hero.
Now, the first thing that I do is I start tracking my money. Believe it or not, although it sounds so simple, it's true. So few people actually track their money week after week, month after month. Usually, if they even look at it, they're looking at their bank balances just to see if there's money there, and then they say, I'm good, right? I'm okay. But that's not the way to live life. That's exactly how you start losing track of your money. So start tracking your money instead. There are a lot of different softwares. There's companies out there like Mint. There's even like You Need a Budget, or YNAB, those kind of things. There are lots of tools out there to track your money. You could use a simple spreadsheet. The important thing is you're doing it. You can even do it through your bank. Sometimes they'll even let you categorize things just to track it. You need to know how much money is being spent in different places, as well as how much money is coming in income, so you know truly what your cash flow looks like. This is the best thing to do. If you did nothing else, just doing this alone will allow you to feel more in control of your finances. Now, the second thing I'd recommend for you is simplify. Find a system that works and simplify it as much as you can. One thing that drives me nuts is I see some people, they get all kinds of crazy with it. Now, if that's what their brain needs, I get it. Like, not everybody has to be the same. Nobody has to do money like me, and I don't have to do money like you, right? But try to do whatever you can to simplify your life. One of the biggest reasons why people quit is because it gets too complex. They feel like it's too much work. I'll give you an example. I had a client where she was tracking her money, but she was tracking her business and her personal finances. She would spend a couple hours a week doing this. And I said, well, how are you doing it? She's like, well, I'm taking each individual transaction and I'm inputting them all and trying to figure out, what the totals are, the tallies are, and I'm just trying to do it this way. I said, why would you use that much work? See, for a guy like me, I'm ambitiously lazy. I like things that are tools and systems that make things simple, right? That make it fast. And so I told her, I said, listen, start using some of these softwares like the ones I just mentioned to you. Find a software, even if you have a business, QuickBooks. It's not sexy, but hey, it can actually do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You just need to make sure you go in and go click, click. Oh, that's this, that's this. By the way, I do this weekly. I spend maybe a couple minutes a week going through all these different transactions in the business, and then boom, I'm done. Then I can analyze and see what's going on. So find ways to do that. We saved her literally hours of her life that was being wasted away, all because she was just trying to make it too complex. Again, make it as simple as you possibly can, effective, yet simple. And this really comes down to this one thing that I'm kind of leading up to, which is automate it, right? Find ways to automate this to make it easy. See, when you find programs like this to help you track your money, the great thing is you can teach it. And with, automation and things like that out there today, it makes it very easy to say, you know what? It seems like every time we go to this store, it counts as restaurant or it counts as groceries or whatever it might be. When you start to do that, you can click a button that says, make it always this, especially if it's gonna be that all the time. Sometimes you don't even have to do it. Some of those systems will actually pick up on it and say, he's done that 3 times. I kind of got a clue here. Let's just make it that every time. So the cool thing is pretty soon, it's just done for you automatically. So like when I use QuickBooks for my business, the thing is like, if there's certain things that I know are always gonna be a certain expense, I will click the button that says, and they'll even ask me, do you wanna make it this always? I'll say yes. If I'm paying at the airport, for parking, it's figured out, it's always parking. Well, don't have to ask me again to kind of check off on it, just automatically do it for me. So that then I have less things to go through to figure out what I've spent and what money's coming in and all that kind of stuff. It makes it easy. And that's the thing, guys, is that if you want to spring clean, you got to declutter, right? You got to only do those things that bring you joy, as Marie Kondo would say, right? Do those things that kind of get the clutter out of your life and simplify. Get it to the point where it can be automated, it can be simple, so that you do not give up too soon or ever for that matter. Now, once you get this all sorted out, you can start looking at expenses like eating out. But now that I mention it, is eating at home actually saving you money? For more on that, check out this next video.